Gman never existed. Now, I don't know if this is facts or not, but whether he's a robot, he was replaced, he was cloned, everybody got something different that they saying, but we about to check out what ISOTOILET got to say about episode 65. Let's go.
Has been working on a new episode for almost a week, and
Indeed.
it's finally out.
Indeed.
This is something incredible, my friends. In this video, I'll show you all the secrets and Easter eggs of episode 65. We'll talk about Gman. Has he always been a robot? Will he or one of his clones return in the new episodes? Why did the scientist betray him? We'll also discuss the Titans, what they lost in combat, and how they'll be improved soon.
Type B.
Have you seen the secret agent's appearance?
A little bit, I did.
We'll discuss so many secrets, theories, and hidden moments in this analysis.
Let's get it.
Get your tea and snacks ready and watch to the end so you don't miss the best part. Let's go. At the very beginning, we see these agents being attacked by Skibidi policemen.
Getting that big black pipe straight to the chest.
Remember in episode 61, we saw them with Speaker Woman. And by the color of the shirt, the POV cameraman is this same agent again. I recall that we saw him in episode 43 as well as earlier episodes, but I've talked a lot about this agent in past videos. Now let's get back to the analysis.
He puts in work.
The cop didn't destroy him even though he had 2 more loaded spears. I think this is again needed to scare the Alliance. As we remember, the scientists can see what's going on with the cameramen via TV Man streaming. Skibidi Scientist Squad also left one of the cameramen alive on purpose, so he could see everything that was going on in episode 62. Of course, the Skibidi knew there was a trap for the Titans and wanted the entire Alliance to see them destroyed. Notice that there's no blood on the cameraman. His torso is wounded and there's only sparks around him, like he's a robot. I can't quite figure out why some of them have blood and some of them don't. It looks like Dafouk is keeping both options to himself in case he reveals to us how the agents are constructed.
Maybe it's like some are more android than others. That could also be a possibility.
Like I said, the action takes place in the same location as episode 60. We see the same...
It's kind of like Cyberpunk. You can decide what body part you want to replace.
...hangers from a different angle. These agents at the beginning of the episode were on this building or somewhere close to it. I think Skibidi's base is far away from this place. They wouldn't have lured the Titans close to the base because it's dangerous. It's also unlikely they'd blow up gas and acid on their own territory. Let's take a look at Skibidi Toilet's new inventions. We've never seen a flying Skibidi cop before, as well as his spear-firing cannons. The Strider now has improved armored legs. We've already seen these cannons on one of the Striders in episode 51, as well as the heavily armored toilet. Skibidi with circular...
Don't even worry about it, bro. I low-key really just woke up, to be honest. If we being truthful, I know some of y'all look at me like, yo, Cozy, why are you yawning? Is it boring? No, it's not boring, bro. I really just woke up. I stayed up all night making those videos for y'all. And on top of that, I was streaming, listening to For All the Dogs by Drake. You know what I'm saying? So just a long night. And as soon as I wake up, I want to get back on the grind for y'all because we got to do some stuff. We got to do the analysis. We got to do some stuff for the gaming channel, you know. So I'm here, yo. I'm working. It's my job.
Circular saws looks very even useless, since it is a trap for Titans. There are a lot of different Skibidis here, but they can't do any damage to Titans at all. We've already seen how Speakerman was attacked by rockets, how Cameraman can easily deal with a crowd of small Skibidi.
Fact.
They're all just necessary to make Gman believe in everything that's going on. Yes, like I said, at the end of episode 64, the Titans flew after Gman. Yes, he lured them into a trap, but he didn't seem to know what kind of trap it would be.
Facts. He got put in a trap within a trap within a trap.
Would be surprised, but leaving Gman here alone was necessary. Keep watching the video and you'll see why. The Titans are coming from the direction of the city, and I think I know what kind of city it is. Remember in episode 64 there was this yellow fog all around. I didn't pay much attention to it at the time, but apparently the Titans were near this airport. This means that the new episode takes place right after the end of the previous one.
True.
Notice that Titan activated his core defenses, but
instantly.
didn't hide his shoulder cameras. I say this because in episode 57 he did. All the Skibidi Toilets run away. Apparently everyone except Gman knew about this plan. It's a wonder to me why they agreed to betray him since he was a leader to them.
I think as far as the shoulder thing, I think he kept them out just so he could see a broader perspective of the scenario because there was a lot of people all around him too.
Maybe Skibidi scientists confused them all. Maybe he gave
said,
everyone
"Bye, buddy.
the command retreat."
See you later. It's like when your parents take you to school on the first day in like kindergarten. You think they coming with you and then they walk out and you be like, "What, Mom?" Yeah, look.
Scientists confused them
I'll
all.
see you later,
Maybe
honey.
He gave everyone the command.
He said, "Wait,
retreat,
what?"
Except Gman.
Wait, Mama.
The Skibidi didn't know that
That's
Gman
hilarious.
would stay. They also didn't see this gesture, and they were running
Have
away.
a good day, Jimmy.
Probably the scientist had told Gman about another plan earlier, so he alone was left standing in confusion. But he definitely realized that he had been deceived and betrayed. Yes, Gman could have run away with the others, but out of desperation, he decided to join the fight. By the way, it's possible that the scientist teleported because of the speakers from Cinemamon's chest. For
True.
some reason, the rest of the Skibidi didn't teleport and started running away. I guess not all of them have this ability. Okay, what about the laser eyes? We haven't seen this ability since episode 47, but now it's reappeared. Okay, note how rugged the Gman toilet is. Titan Speakerman fires a series of cannon shots at
Yeah, this might just be. Yeah, he might have got swapped out around that time, episode 47.
him, but he doesn't care. The shot from Cameraman's new cannon seems very weak. It just breaks the headphones on G-Man's head. Notice that no one besides G-Man has headphones. Also, these guys are giving Jimmy the stink eye. Apparently, they knew it was a trap for him and did it on purpose. Maybe the scientist told everyone that G-Toilet was a traitor and needed to be punished. I don't know, but there's something the scientist didn't tell anyone. I think you can guess what I'm talking about. But we'll discuss that later. Remember these leaked pictures from Discord and the Creekcraft stream? For some reason, G-Man doesn't have any front armor on them. Apparently, over time, Dafuk decided to change some of the details of the battle. Notice how Speakerman tries to stun G-Man, but he doesn't care.
Doesn't work.
It's all because of that device in Skibidi's ear. When Speakerman raises the lever, G-Man pretends
Starts
for a while
stroking
that
the
he's
lever.
about to be flushed, but immediately headbutts Cameraman. Remember in episode
Starts going crazy on that.
22 when they tried to flush him too? Back then it looked like he was
I
fighting
ain't forgetting what Lee Cameron said either. He said he hoped TV Woman was gonna do that to him. That was crazy.
back.
And then Moby said something about a big black cannon in somebody's mouth. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, these analysis channels are off the hook these days.
Now he doesn't care. Flushing G-Man is
Look!
impossible because he's not a Skibidi Toilet at all. He's half robot. I'm surprised he even has that flush lever, because at the end of episode 22, it went inside the cistern. Maybe this clone hasn't been flushed yet. Oops, I can't wait to tell you about this. We'll discuss it further. Speakerman can't believe the flush doesn't work, and pulls the lever in hopes of destroying Jimmy. And this moment seems to be a reference to episode 47, where Titan TV Man defended himself the same way after being wounded. Titan Cameraman makes two powerful blows with his hammer and breaks G-Man's armor and laser. But here's where he broke his jetpack too. All that's left is a single turbine. But for some reason, G-Man didn't start tilting to one side. He was still hanging in the air the same way. Remember how he took off in episode 17 when he didn't have a jetpack? Apparently he can fly on his own, and the jetpack is needed just for speed. Did you notice the cameraman's retractable brass knuckles? There was nothing on his glove right there. That's why we see blood during the battle, which means
Never
that
noticed
G-Man's
that.
shell
That's
is made of
crazy.
skin and muscle, just like the real live Skibidi. This is the moment where Titan fired the cannon up close, but did no damage at all. Apparently the new cannon was weaker than the previous one. But apparently Titan Cameraman will be getting new upgrades and repairs. And here it is again, a reference to episode 47. Only then the infected Titan attacked G-Man's opponent in this way.
Fact.
And now he did it to him. And of course, we see the electricity
I'm sorry, that's just in my mind. It's, the intrusive thought one, bro. That's the sound effect I feel like Jimmy is making. Like he's
discharges.
Look at him.
Because G-Man turned out to be a cyborg. And the final attack, Titan fires a flame from his core and fries G-Man to a crisp with the last of his strength. Notice how he shakes at the end, like he took a deep breath out. And that's the part where I just sat there and watched the whole scene with my mouth open. G-Man was just a puppet being controlled by another Skibidi the
crazy
whole time.
reveal, bro.
And now it's time to talk about the best part. Was G-Man ever alive? And does he have any other clones? First off, the laser eye technology looks very unrealistic. I mean, it's almost impossible to do with a normal living eye. That said, as we noticed earlier, the first version of G-Man was more vulnerable. The flush lever worked, and he had to fight back. Here, the cistern looks like a nothing. Remember how G-Man was always moving his eyebrows really weird? It's all because of these things. Yeah, he had a separate eyebrow mechanism for some reason. We've seen 3 versions of the G-Toilet in total.
Makes sense.
The first one was the normal one from the beginning. He just had laser eyes and a regular toilet. The second version appeared in episode 38 with a new toilet. Notice that there's this stand here. It wasn't there before. Also, the second version had the old laser cannons like the soldier from episode 32. Yes, there were only 2 cannons, but otherwise this version is the same as the new episode. Also in episode 47, we see Gman already with new lasers. Maybe this is the 3rd version. Maybe the previous versions were improved, I can't-
Man, I just want to know, is he going to come back and be Omega Ultron, or is he just a clone? Like, I want to know. Like, the rest of this, cool. But I want to know, is he finna come back and tussle as the real almighty Jimmy? Or is he just, like, the scientist is just the ultimate villain?
Can't know for sure. But now I'll show you other details besides the flush. In episode 49, we see G-Man with new guns. Apparently, this is the 3rd version too. Before episode 57, he disappears, but then he shows up with an extra pair of new lasers. Remember when Titan fried G-Man with the core back then? For some reason, he wasn't destroyed by it that time, though maybe it just wasn't enough time to fry him. Then he wasn't affected by the hypno guns, so he was just a robot. Apparently, they affect the eyes or the brain, but here it's just a robotic shell. They also didn't work on the Skibidi skull in episode 55. But Camera Woman's darts were able to paralyze his face. And whoever was controlling him on the inside was not paralyzed and flew away. Okay, why in episode 60 do we see G-Man with old guns? And here I have one suggestion. Remember how in episode 57 he flew up and just stared at the Titans even though his lasers were loaded? What if they were disabled after the hammer hit? What if G-Man was aiming and trying to attack Cameraman, but the lasers weren't working?
That makes a lot of sense.
Then there was only one G-Man, and he was always a robot. He was created as an artificial leader for the living Skibidi Toilets. G-Man was specially made strong and invincible so that others would obey him. Then he was improved, with armor, lasers, and other things. In episode 47, his laser eyes broke, and he was given extra lasers instead.
And scientists made everybody lose respect for Jimmy so that they look to him next. It's so genius. It's so genius.
In episode 57, the new versions of the lasers were broken.
That's why he kept losing. They were all tactical losses.
G-Man got the old versions.
Because what he really wanted was Cinema Man's upgrades. Now that he got them, he's ready for the next step of the war.
His shell consists of skin and muscles like a living Skibidi, so it can be paralyzed and has blood in it. However, G-Man himself is controlled by another Skibidi, so he can't be paralyzed with a hypno gun. Before the improvements, his cistern worked, and he had to fight back. But then it was disabled somehow. Before, G-Toilet was needed as a small boss to control Skibidi. But now the scientist wanted to be the boss on his own. He made himself bigger and stronger than G-Man, and made G-Man look like a traitor. Remember in episode 60, the scientist didn't let the Astro Toilets attack G-Man? He didn't want to save him, not at all. It's just because there were a lot of toilets around, they would have seen that G-Man was a puppet, probably created by the scientist. He couldn't let that happen, so he came up with another way. This time, the scientist told everyone that G-Man was a traitor, probably because he gave the infected Titan to the Alliance. But he couldn't make everyone see his real face, so he left him alone. But to make sure no one would see the wreckage later, the scientist sent barrels of gas and acid at the Titans and G-Man. After the poison, there would be nothing left of G-Man. This plan worked out brilliantly. The scientist was able to eliminate the G-Man he didn't want, keep the secret that he had been controlling him all along, and also hurt the Titans badly.
All in one
and
fell
weaken
swoop.
the Alliance. What can I say?
Crazy.
The scientist turned out to be a true genius. There may be other.
I've been saying that, I've been saying that. This man, just based off of IQ alone, is the #1.
Bosses besides him, we don't know that. But for now, Skibidi the scientist is the biggest and apparently the most important toilet of them all. Okay, let's get back to the Titans. Unfortunately, Cameraman didn't have time to jump back from the approaching kamikazes and took the hit on his shield. Speakerman proved to be more agile and dodged the attack while still being wounded. POV Cameraman was standing far away from them, but he was still thrown back by the shockwave. He was standing on one of these buildings, apparently. By the way, did you notice the secret agent? It's Dafuk again. Like I said, he'll be watching the Titans in the new episode. It turns out he's not helping either side. He's just leaving clues for the viewers. The trap was planned very well. This Skibidi had barrels of acid to damage the Titan cameraman. Ever since episode 55, the Skibidis realized that this is Titan's weak spot. The neighboring pilot had gas barrels to make the explosion bigger, and the 3 planes had warheads on the nose to make sure it all exploded. Also, all this was done when Cameraman used up all the core energy to destroy G-Man. Luckily, Titan survived thanks to his shield, but his arm is destroyed. Also, there is a crack on his main camera. His core and guns are sparking,
We're not
and
seeing
there is a
him
lot
for
of
another
acid on
30
his shoulders.
episodes.
Apparently, he will
We're not seeing him till episode 97.
be rebuilt and improved again in the lab. Titan gives thumbs up because he survived and defeated Gman. And just so you don't forget to like this video, but then he turns his thumb down, so Titan realizes how badly he's injured. Yes, now the Alliance is in big trouble. The last hope is for a recovered Cinema Man. But you'll find out more about that in the new episodes. I hope you are subscribed to my Instagram, because there I communicate with subscribers and show secrets before the video is released on YouTube.
Oh, she used to follow me on the gram. We should what? Me and ISOTOILET. Hold on.
Toilet. See ya, my friends.
But that was a W analysis. My boy ISOTOILET coming through with the theories, and they were all pretty sound. I had nothing to really say too much. And that was an amazing video, bro. This episode has been super crazy. Make sure you guys let me know what other reaction you guys want. And thank you guys so much for watching, especially if we got to this point. Yeah, bro, thanks for watching. I'll see you next one, bro. Peace.